She Ruined My Career. This is a show hosted by idubbbz, who's Ian Kane Jomha, and his wife, Anisa. And there's also this guy, Dane, on there too. I think he's like the producer or something. I don't know. Basically, what we're seeing here is another one of these podcasts that's being run by a YouTuber, a very, very famous YouTuber who used to be edgy and interesting and make these crazy videos and got a lot of attention. And for whatever reason has fallen off. Like, it reminds me of when Sting made an album with just lute playing.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so you just don't really care anymore. I mean, that's fine. You made a lot of good albums. It's fine. We're okay with that. But a lot of these YouTubers, like, they just get to this point where they're just like, all right, well, I've said the N-word enough times on the internet. I guess now I'll just like do this stupid shit where I just do nothing. Anyway, I don't want to spoil everything that we're about to see, but the description is, idubbbz and Anisa podcast, we talk about everything: farting, boxing, streaming, running, fuming, coping, breakdancing, tattoos, art, music, nostalgia, and falconry.
But that's it.
But not race relations.
That's the rule of 3 or 4 threes. I don't know what the comedy rule is there with that list of things. So we've all checked this out. And Andy, I noticed that when you sent this over to me, you had apologies.
Yeah.
Because
right.
you are from the All Apologies podcast. You cue in on these types of things.
Well, what happened with the guy that was the video game streamer that was terrible at it, and the whole thing around that was that he jerked off on
Dark Side
stream?
Phil, yeah.
Dark Side Phil.
DSP.
So when I started watching this show, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know why this is a show. This sucks. There has to be more to it. So I turned around and did the deep dive as to like why this guy
I should
is a
mention.
thing.
I should mention. idubbbz, started off very early in the YouTube game, racked up over 7 million subs to his main channel. This is on a different channel.
Yeah.
But 7 million subs. Now, I will tell you that the videos are getting fewer and fewer views.
Yeah.
On his main channel and this channel as well. But keep
Well,
going.
I could see why they would, because the people that were liking the show before are not getting what they liked out of him anymore.
Right.
So if you want, do you want to set up what the show is like now?
No, let's play where the journey he's been on.
Okay, because I just, like I said, allapologiespodcast.com, I found the apology video, and he is an aged out edgelord. And this is a retrospective idubbbz now that he regrets he's had a few in clip 1.
All right. Let's get right into it here.
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value. But I'm starting to realize that is a very weak and passive way to, run my channel and live my life. So I think it's, if I'm going to have the balls to go to Tana's fan meetup and say slurs at her and then make a video about how it's okay to say slurs, I think I should have the balls to make an apology video and take accountability for the mistakes I've made.
Can I put this into a little bit of context?
Yeah.
So we actually covered this kind of back in episode 455. We covered Canceled with Tana Mongeau.
Tana Mongeau, right.
And I think we had Pat Oates on that episode. And Pat Oates is like, oh, my daughter loves Tana Mongeau. I was like, oh, shit, really? This is so weird. And so all these different YouTubers and creators, they do these stupid not festivals, but conventions, basically. And there are all these different fights that were happening.
Yeah.
And that's what he was just referring to.
Correct.
Right there.
I'm going to fully get into it.
Yes.
So in clip 4, this is context about that before we get to the incident that he's referring to with Tana, and this is like a 32-year-old idubbbz here. This clip is that content that he used to make where
which was very popular.
He would drill down on Tana and why she's a piece of shit. Kind of like what we do with Stuttering John, except that he's doing it with this broad has no business being popular. I don't know why anybody likes her. I mean, she's famous for sucking Jake Paul's dick. I think that's the only reason why. And so people who actually have channels and are trying to
she
make
also has
shows.
Brooke Schofield on her show now.
Yeah.
As her co-host. That's a reason to watch.
Yeah.
That's 2 reasons to watch right there.
Right. So in clip 4, this is a little flashback to when idubbbz was really going after Tana.
It doesn't matter the context that you say it in, it's still racist.
It doesn't matter the context you say it in, it's still racist. Listen up, teachers of America. If you've ever read aloud Huckleberry Finn to your students, you've engaged in an act of racism.
The supporters call themselves N-words. Like, that's what they call each other.
Whoa, Tana, you're gonna drop the F-bomb like that? Listen, Tana, it doesn't matter the context you use it in. It's still homophobic.
So he's doing this logic problem, like logic proving why it's cool to use all the slurs whenever you want. Right. And the people that used to send him, he has all these streams where people...
No one's reading Huck Finn aloud in the classroom. I don't even think the book's allowed in schools anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's weird because he's a younger guy than I am. And even I know that, like, yeah, this is not a thing anymore, but okay.
But all his fans, it's like Cum Town. Hey, look, I'm a cum boy.
Right.
All his fans call themselves N-word F slurs.
Okay.
They're like, all right, I was too much of a coward to include all the slurs into my clips. But so she has a problem with that. And he's drilling down on her, and he's doing all these mental gymnastics about why freedom of speech it allows him to use all the slurs whenever he wants, or else you're not a patriot. Kind of.
I mean,
I mean,
never thought of it that way.
Well, that's what people that like to use the N-word try and say. So in clip 5, this is how Ian is going to justify using all the slurs.
Every other slur, that can be used in a comedic sense or an editorial sense, but not this one, because that one has history. Well, guess what, fucking retards? All the other ones have history too. Yeah, Asian people didn't get their fucking heads ran over in World War II. They weren't thrown into internment camps. But you can't say that one because it's got sort of a... It's guttural.
Can I just correct him on something?
Sure.
It wasn't Asian people, it was the Japanese specifically. And they were up to no good. They kind of had it coming. But anyway.
Ask Hawaii.
Either all of them are okay or none of them are okay. But if you try to come online and tell me that I can't say a particular word, but you say words that are just as offensive, in the famous words of Tana Mongeau,
Kill yourself.
Right. So he's open.
I hate this content. It's so played out.
Well,
I know this is older. I know this is older.
This is a lot older, and he's open carrying all the slurs right into the UN.
If you're not drawing a picture of Muhammad on your live stream, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it as far as South Park or shut the fuck up.
Right. So in clip 6, called Dear Tana, now we're going to jump back. This is time skipping back and forth from the apology to all the offensive shit. So now
we gotta go back, Marty.
Yeah.
All right.
So now.
It was almost Lisa Boswell. I was going for Doc Brown.
Yeah, we were all thinking it.
All right. So let's go to clip 6.
Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe that?
The crossover we've all wanted.
Yeah, recast.
This summer, if you see one movie, please continue.
Yeah,
Andy. Sorry.
whoever made that Dabblers trailer to make that now.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Clip 6.
Clip 6.
Oh, okay. It's probably not that important that this video stays online because, truthfully, I've seen it. I've experienced the content, but it's done a lot of damage. We can just let it go. I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online, and that's deplorable behavior.
Right, you should do it in the reverse order.
That's going to be me on Sunday. I'm like, I thought it was silly you guys were peeing in your diapers, but that was deplorable of me to make jokes about that. We're cool, right?
And Tana is an obnoxious, loudmouth twat that deserves to get fucked with, but because of this incident, he's left, apologizing to her because he blew all of his fingers off with an N-bomb or whatever. So this is clip 3. This is the incident that he's apologizing for. It's a meetup. It's that convention that you're talking about. He's walking up to get a photo op with her, and history is made.
Is it worth it? Hell yeah, it's worth it.
Let's go up there and take a picture because this camera's like for the future.
Say.
The same reaction story John had with Rocco. Son of a queef in your bed. Whoa! Not cool. Whoa, what just happened?
Hey, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's acting like she's never heard the word before. And, she's humiliated, but more than when she sucked Jake Paul's cock. I mean, what's more embarrassing? I'd rather...
For clout? I'd rather suck Jake Paul's dick than be quad father at this point. You know what I mean? If you're looking for online clout, it's not the worst way to go. All right, so now that we've seen all of this, what an edgelord he is and how he built up his giant audience, let's see what he's up to now. Here's a very recent episode of the new show that he's up to, which, of course, is called She Ruined My Career. We'll get into the reason why it's called that, because he's been canceled more than once, this guy.
Sorry that you're
This is kind of like a cold open, but not really. That's how the show starts.
We're on the clock. Welcome back, everyone. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Fill in the blank, because I don't know what it is.
Here comes the sun.
Do you not know what it is?
No.
It's a new life, and I'm feeling good. No. What's that from?
I don't know.
That's from
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No, shit. You started.
Beetlejuice.
Wait, stop.
Just keep filling her head with nonsense until you short circuit.
Shit, I can't remember, but it's the song "I'm Feeling Good." It goes da da da.
Oh, true.
Yeah, banana. That's from like
The Grinch.
The
Grinch?
Yeah, something like that.
So, obviously, it reeks of unpreparedness already, which bothers me a ton. Because if you're starting off your show with not knowing anything and just going like, what's that thing? I don't know, but what about this thing? I don't know what that thing is. You guys know what this thing is or that thing? Or maybe we'll work it out in real time on our show. What are you doing?
I don't know. Sing it to me. How does it go?
It's fucking embarrassing. And that leads to playlist talk. And I mentioned this. We did a show last night talking about the Vegas trip we had this past weekend at Hackamania. And I was talking about how I was hanging with Ray DeVito talking about bands and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's not a show. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend it for your free time doing that, but that's what these people are doing.
Man, my playlist right now, if I was like being honest, all I've been listening to is like Car Seat Headrest, Radiohead, which I've kind of stopped listening to quite abruptly. What else have I been listening to?
Just tons of random indie shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'll put in some Queen and like Led Zeppelin and.
Holy shit!
Stupid fucking blah.
I was just gonna say, where is Bonnie McFarland with?
Who fucking cares?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
That's the worst conversation right there. What bands you been listening to lately? Oh well, Queen and Zeppelin and Radiohead.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hearing the names of the bands is as good as listening to the music.
Yeah, that reminds me. I like Queen. Did you have to be reminded? Real quick, I have this clip because early on in the show, I think they're on to us.
When everyone looks at this fucking video, it's like, what is there to grab? You know, what is there to insult someone about? It's like, is someone going to insult me because I have the fucking crucifix up there? I could actively say some anti-religious shit, and they wouldn't give. Well, there's one guy on Patreon.
So they're hyper aware that they're being criticized, that people are watching this to goof on them because they have fallen pretty far. And this universe, and I'm not going to get into it too deep because this has already passed me by, and I'm happy with that. But it's as childish as the Dabbleverse is. Because so this guy got married. So idubbbz got married to Anisa, and he took her last name And so everyone is slam dunking on him for that.
idubbbz and his wife are coming out with Creator Clash 2. Excited for that. I think a lot of people are. However,
this is Keemstar, by the way. So all the YouTubers talk about the other YouTubers. Part of the. I know that Lucy loves this. You do. You get really into this stuff.
I'm so excited.
At the first Creator Clash, they banned comedian Sam Hyde from the event, caused a big beef, and he is responding to Creator Clash 2, making the point to let the internet know that when they got married, idubbbz and his wife, idubbbz took his wife's last name. Roll it.
What the is this?
There's Sam Hyde.
Is that her last name?
He's taken her last name. Brother. They married in June with idubbbz' last name changed from Washburn to Jomha.
I'm sorry, that's just embarrassing. Normally I would be like, just do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, but that's just embarrassing.
You done fucked up, brah. You done fucked up. Who cares? But this is where we've gotten to the point where they're looking for anything to needle each other and the dumbest little thing. Oh my God, you changed. Now, and you might get into this, Lucy, and I'm going to turn it over to you in a second. But the other big embarrassment that happened to idubbbz that knocked him down a peg or two is the fact that he was known as a simp because his girlfriend at the time, now his wife, has an OnlyFans account. Or had an OnlyFans account. I don't know. I don't do that much research. So
I did.
Okay. So does she still have an OnlyFans account?
No, it's pretty much scrubbed.
Okay. So she scrubbed her OnlyFans account. But when he was dating her, and they're like, oh my gosh, she has an OnlyFans account? What a loser. You're dating a girl who has a hot enough body and new boobs and has an OnlyFans account? Which is a weird thing, too, because it's like, yeah.
I loved his response to all of that. So people were calling him a hypocrite. People were saying you don't support sex workers, and so it's shitty that your girlfriend has this OnlyFans, and you should feel embarrassed by that. He did an apology video, Andy. I don't know if you caught this one, where he was basically like, dude, guys are jerking off to your girlfriends too. My girlfriend's just making money on it. And I was like, that is the correct
That's
response.
not an apology video, by the way.
No, it was not. But I was like, that's exactly the correct response.
Yes.
It's not hypocritical. I don't understand why he got so much shit for that.
No, it's bizarre.
The real reason that he should have gotten shit, and he did get shit, is because he basically turned his back on the 4chan channels that he was like supporting, all those communities. Yeah. He went from being this raucous guy to being a total fucking pussy.
You used to love the N-word.
Yeah.
Now you're not, and now you're saying that you're sorry about that? That's why you're a hypocrite.
Well, it'd be one thing if all of a sudden she's doing cuckold videos or something.
Yeah.
And, the bull is there and he's part of that. Like, that would be like, whoa, this is crazy. But if she's just posing, as far as I know, she's just posing for pictures or videos or something, right? It
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So it's like everyone's just looking for a reason to call him out, which I get. I live in the Dabbleverse. I get it.
Yeah.
People look for reasons.
It happens.
Yeah, people look for reasons to call people out. Just seemed like it was kind of weak. Weak sauce, as the kids say.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
I'm very deep in the Dabbleverse because when you're playing these clips of that first couple, not the last one, but it looks like Liam McEnany and Cow Photographer interviewing Andy Melanakis.
Yes. I think you're onto something with that. Yeah, that's another thing that I did want to point out that's kind of annoying about how they have this set up. It's a 4-camera shoot. And there we go. It's a 4-camera shoot. And you have a close-up of Anisa, a close-up of idubbbz, a close-up of Dane. And then the fourth one is a pulled back one of Anisa and idubbbz. And that's awkward.
It's so awkward.
Right?
I don't want to look at either of their crotches unless I'm on her OnlyFans.
Right.
And I hate this so much.
Okay. Well, let's jump off from that point. Tell me what you hate about this show, Lucy.
I hate this show. I think you hit the nail on the head. It is just them talking about random shit for an hour and a half every single episode of this podcast. So before I get into the height of what they were talking about during the episode I checked out, I just want to show you some random gibberish that they're spouting.
Okay.
So we'll start out in clip 1, where we're going to find out what Ian and Anisa have been up to.
Well, she has been bleaching her teeth.
Yeah, I've been bleaching my teeth and putting...
Not bleaching. That's a strong word for whitening your teeth.
I've been whitening.
But we're both on a teeth whitening journey because we've been, Just not. We've been leaning real natural lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they talk about teeth whitening for a while. I would rather them talk about bleaching each other's assholes.
Well, it's
than their teeth.
A married couple just having, like, this is the conversation they should be having over the breakfast table or something.
Yeah.
This is not a show.
Oh, absolutely. It's just completely insane to me. In my clip 10, they do a lot more of this filler talk, and I will give them credit for never talking about the weather, but it's almost no better than that.
I would really like to go back to the times when like clothes were just starting to like be introduced.
Vogue. It was Vogue to have underwear, cloth.
Yeah.
That was like cool, probably at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vogue invented clothing?
No, it was Vogue.
She was doing a descriptor.
Vogue. It was Vogue.
Vogue magazine.
Yeah, it derives from Vogue magazine, but I think the word Vogue is like I think it's its own thing, right? Let me look it up.
Yeah, you're going to have to look that one up.
I thought like Vogue invented clothing in like 1912 or something.
Hilarious.
Let me look up.
She's a fucking
Think about
moron.
it. Would this be interesting to you? Would you listen to this?
Yeah, she then spends the next like 15 minutes looking it up.
All right, she's a fucking moron, and I have to play my examples now because this really pissed me off. And I bitched about it with Two Bears, One Cave, where it's like two dumb guys. Well, we don't know anything, do we? Yeah. Who is this for? Who wants to listen to people who don't know fucking shit about dick? She brings up something. There's no way she knows what she's talking about.
Did you know that there was a time in humanity where we believed that we shot light out of our eyes to see things?
When was that?
I can imagine that.
Well, in like ancient like Italy.
Oh yeah. I could see that.
Before
like
we understood
ancient Greece and stuff.
It doesn't make sense though because we would be able to see in the dark then. Like, couldn't you like figure that out pretty quick?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't make that much sense.
No, it's just your lights turn off at night.
Oh, because it goes sleepy time.
Yeah, because sleepy time.
I don't have a drop for that.
No, it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard. And you go, where are you getting this information about ancient Italy from that you're espousing this, ancient Italy? So this is the most annoying thing. I have a little package here that I have to play for you guys because this so reminded me of Bert Kreischer. And is this a thing? I know these videos, now not this video because these shows are going way down in viewership, but some of these videos get hundreds of thousands of views. So there's dummies who are sitting around and watching people try to figure out who the presidents of the United States were and shit. So she's Canadian. So she's like, I don't know anything about...
Strike 5.
Who was our first president?
George Washington? Ding, 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 ding. Really? Yes!
Who was our second president?
No, that's... Who the fuck pays attention to that?
I'm not even 100% sure.
I'm not sure. I think I know the third.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Definitely not.
I mean, they're just so stupid. And it gets worse because it's not like one of them is dumb and they're like, like a Carl Pink.
You got this.
Carl P.
Good job.
Nailed it.
Pilkington.
See, you learn certain tricks.
Pronounced Pilkington.
When you're an idiot, you learn certain tricks. And so what I do is instead of saying the last name, I use an initial. All right. So this goes on as they try to figure out who presidents are.
Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton was a president, right?
Alexander
yeah, he's on the 20, right?
Yeah.
I think
It's not that you have to be a president to be on the 20
The
or on the
musical?
money.
There's very few reasons to know who the fuck that guy is. That's what I'm saying, Dane.
Okay, ask
He's
me-
on the 20. People can
you
relate
literally
to that.
didn't have to swear yet.
He's not on the 20.
Clearly, they don't know about spicy Halloween candy talk.
Right, that's coming up next for sure. Yeah, I mean, these guys are so fucking boring with this conversation. Alexander Hamilton, was he a president? He's on the 20, right? Like, none of this is correct. And you would think that the one guy Dane, who's on the computer, would look this up and be like, oh, guys, actually. No. He's on a computer, but he still doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Wait.
He's on the flipping 20.
Ask me a question.
But there's Benjamin is on the 100, and he wasn't even a damn president. He was just some dude.
What? He flew a kite and got electrocuted.
But that's not president activity. That's crazy man activity.
Wait, why is he on the... What?
Wait.
He's not the president?
I think Dane might be mistaken.
No.
Benjamin Franklin was not a president.
I think
that is correct.
No. I mean, yes, that's correct.
Who is this
So
for?
what are we arguing about?
I mean, I would love to go back in time, Marty, and show idubbbz what he turned into. Like, is this what you want to do with your
know.
time on the internet?
proud.
This is insane. And let me just wrap it up, because Anisa thinks she's hilarious with some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
But I'm still confused about what you thought I was gaslighting you about in what I was saying.
I think somewhere in my head, I was thinking Benjamin Franklin was the guy who flew the kite with the
He is.
key on it.
He is.
He is.
Same guy.
Thomas Edison?
Thomas
No.
Edison did not do that. Thomas Edison is the one who marketed electricity after Tesla invented it.
Oh.
Tesla invented it. Edison marketed it and then sold it as his own invention.
Wait, so what is this Benjamin Franklin thing with a kite?
Fuck off.
Oh my God.
They're gaslighting each other.
It's fucking insane. Tesla invented electricity, and they're just like, well, yeah, that's true.
Do you remember when Trisha Paytas tried to say that we don't need gravity and it's not a thing?
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of.
Right. Yes. It's like these fucking people got famous. They don't deserve it. They have no reason for being here. They shouldn't have an audience. And then it obviously, at a certain point, it shows.
Yeah.
Their true colors come out and just like, oh, you have no business talking in front of a microphone. You're a fucking moron. And you know what? I have to tell you this because I'm an idiot too. There is a remedy for this. Prep and talk about shit you know. If you guys are just going to have a random conversation about presidents, you're just like Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin, Edison, like, yeah, you sound like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's called Magic Mind. Everybody get it.
Magicmind.co. Thank you very much. WATP Show 20. 20% off your order.
So I caught a whole bunch of Anisa just talking out of her ass also.
Great.
So let's check out clip 9 where she's going to be talking about balls, which obviously she knows nothing about.
Yeah.
Have you guys
That
tried
sucks.
putting your balls in orange juice and see if you can taste it?
Hello?
Is that... Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, apparently.
No.
People said
I've tasted things through an IV,
Yeah.
but not through orange juice on my balls.
No,
Let
put
the
orange-
dog lick it.
Put orange juice on your balls, see if you can taste it.
How your balls don't have taste buds on them?
It's a thing, though?
Thing.
Okay, next podcast.
Yours don't.
Yeah.
I'm getting the Tropicana. Dane, you should as well.
Yeah. And let me know.
This is not a real thing. She says it with such confidence, though, such zazz.
Now, there was an episode of the Howard Stern Show
Yes.
where Richard Christie claimed that he could taste beer with his asshole. He didn't get a lot of them right. I'll be honest with you. I was like, I'm rooting for you, Richard. I think you can do it. Turns out, yeah, the taste buds are all in the mouth.
Yeah.
It turns out.
Not in your balls?
Did he say he could taste through an IV?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah. He's an idiot also.
He's dumb.
Anisa is really the idiot of the show,
Yes.
but he really he's not helping out at all. So the episode that I checked out was all about voicemails, and we will check that out in clip 6.
Okay. How exciting.
Because the main objective of this podcast is to go through our voicemails.
Oh, crap.
Yes, we're set up on voicemails, so that's what we're going to listen to right now.
Wahoo!
Yes, precisely.
Yeah, even they're so excited about it. They want to do a whole episode listening to
Because they have nothing else to do.
They don't have anything to do.
I brought this up. I brought this up on Drew's show. Yesterday I did the Drew Lane podcast, and I brought 2 of the daughters of Sylvester Stallone do a show together. And it's these 2 chicks in their mid-20s who are attractive and rich, and they give, fucking advice, which is insane. And one of the things they do is they're like, ask us for help on things. And they just go to like the viewers or listeners writing in like, what should I do about this guy? I think he's hot, but he doesn't like me. He just uses me as a cum bucket. And it's like, what the fuck? This is like such a cop-out. It's the laziest thing to do on a show.
Ask me for my opinion, because it's all I have. I'm not educated,
Right.
but I have thoughts on things, no matter how dumb they are.
Right.
So that's what I have to offer.
If you've decided that this is a show, I don't want your opinion on anything. You're a fucking idiot. But the fact that they're just like, all right, well, I guess we'll listen to voicemails. I mean, there's a reason why we say that for the end of the show.
Yeah. I guess we'll let you do our show for us.
Yeah, let's go to the callers.
So they not only that, but in clip 7, they get a voicemail from a dude who is obviously a troll. It's not even a real call. They treat it very sincerely, but he wants to know what tattoo he should get on his dick.
Okay.
I cannot picture getting the shaft tatted.
I've heard people talk about the shaft, tatting the shaft. I've never heard about balls, but the shaft, they wrap it around their hand to tattoo it.
How many times?
That makes sense.
Yeah. That was a big gesture.
That motion, I was just like, wow, okay.
Big gesture. Yeah. Huge dick. Huge dick they assume this voicemailer has. But he also wants to get advice about what image he should get on his dick. So they're just talking about like how to do the tattoo. Finally, Dane, what's his name? Dane.
Yeah,
is like,
Dane.
no, that he needs more information as well in clip 8.
Yeah, the tattoo artist will know how to do it.
Yeah.
Don't ask us about that, but okay.
I think he was also asking if we had any ideas for a good nutsack tattoo. Like, I don't think he has a good idea of what he wants to get.
To me,
so do
there's
you guys have any
only-
ideas?
Yeah, only one good option.
Oh,
okay.
Negative space tattoo. Like black word, negative space.
Black balls?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it would be like
Right,
you
right.
do like a cool pattern for the balls. It just looks sick.
I could see that.
I think that would be
I
great.
was personally thinking like, so in these areas like your elbow,
spider web,
like the knee, spider web,
balls,
spider web on the balls.
So not only is it the dumbest question, but that was the dumbest advice.
Well, also, Anisa was so sure of herself.
Yes.
And everyone went, what?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
She's a moron.
Well, she wants them to dip their balls in OJ also.
They're both really fucking stupid. So at a certain point, they're talking about sports. They're talking about the Harrison Butker commencement speech, and that's ridiculous. But then they get into, all right, well, Ian, what's your favorite sport to play? And Andy, if I asked you, what's your favorite sport to play?
Bowling.
Perfect. You had an answer. You got to it. Great. Let's see if Ian can figure that out.
Nice. I wouldn't dominate though. I suck at basketball.
What's
I
your
don't like
favorite
it.
Sport?
Football.
Playing football?
No.
What's your favorite sport to play if you had to
Play if I had to play it.
Yeah. Imagine you're a
Man.
kid and your parents are like, you have to play a sport.
Imagine you're on a
What sport?
podcast. You have to
It-
answer
it
a
could be any
question.
sport. What sport would you play?
What would you say?
See, this is my problem because
You're boring.
I just like to think of things that I might be good at rather than necessarily whether I enjoy them or not.
Share
it's
them
really
with
hard
us.
for me to conceptualize like what I enjoy.
This is
I
fascinating.
think I'd have to play it now. I'd have to play all the sports now in a single day and compare.
Okay, well, just instinctually, like, what do you...
I don't know, like probably baseball, maybe.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
But I just think I'd be good at it because I'm fucking white.
I thought most, like, the best players were all, like, South American.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after all that, all right, well, can you name a sport? I feel like it's the end of Jeopardy on SNL where it's just like, just a letter.
Right.
Any letter will do. And it's like 12. Like, fuck. Just name a sport. We'll believe you. Baseball. Why? Because I'm white. There's very few white people playing baseball. This is not the 60s anymore, sir.
Back to the racism,
You know,
I guess.
Anissa's very supportive of him, though. In my clip 4, she thinks that he is a riff master, which we obviously just saw in this last clip.
I do think that you self-riff really well, though.
Yeah.
You're most,
Right.
like, good.
Throwing shit at a wall.
Yeah.
Right.
You can do that, but I think you can only do it by yourself.
Yeah, you can only self-riff.
It's like, what is that like?
He's only good at self-riffing. That's why they just failed so badly at the sports talk.
That's not riffing.
That's a thing, right? Self-riffing?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, when
That's
no
not
one's
a-
around, you make
not
the
a
funniest
thing?
comments.
Oh my gosh, my conversation when you weren't here before all you guys showed up, fucking amazing. I was killing
I think I did better, but whatever.
Go figure. All right, another reason why Anisa sucks, and this is just true of anyone who ever talks about the TikTok video they saw. I don't know why we're taking so long to ban this fucking thing. Can we just make this illegal in the US, please? It's ruining people, this fucking TikTok.
I saw this crazy TikTok today of this black woman who was responding to the commencement speech, who she was like, basically like, fuck you, all you are is a kicker, you suck ass. And her pictures were all like her working as like a nurse during COVID, her like going to school and getting a degree, and then her like being a defensive lineman on like a high level men's football team. And she was like, "You fucking suck, pussy." It was the funniest TikTok I've ever seen. I
That's
loved it.
amazing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sounds like the funniest TikTok you've ever seen, Anisa.
Amazing.
Amazing. That's so cool. This person on TikTok had the same political ideas that I do, and then they made a video, and I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
TikTok was way better than the show we're doing right now.
If you're doing a podcast and you feel compelled to talk about a TikTok video you saw that day, never podcast again. That's my advice.
Yeah. Tune in this Thursday to Where Are These Socials, everybody?
On Instagram, there was this kitten, and there was a ball. And the ball would get pushed away from the kitten, and then the kid would be like, where's the ball? It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Just show the video. Don't describe it.
Oh, fucking boo.
She did this a ton in the episode that I was checking out too. She explains some guy who painted his room with the blackest black pigment, and then he can't get out of his room, and she's like, this is the funniest thing ever. And everybody goes, ha ha.
Yeah. Yeah, there are better things to do than to watch this show. Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah.
I'm going to go scroll through my feed and see
Other
what's doing.
shows are funny.
Yes,
wow.
correct. All right. What do we want to do to wrap this up? Andy, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us? I know you did a deep dive.
Well, let's play clip 8 because there's a funny part in there. This is called Cup of Tea. And this is something Stuttering John can get behind, where idubbbz pivots away from, saying that, making fun of his children and starts fighting his enemies in a boxing ring. So they did Creator Clash. And there was supposed to be a documentary that never came out. And you saw that other guy talking about that there's supposed to be a second one, right?
Right.
So this is footage from the first one where he's kind of apologizing for his past self.
I also want to give some clarity to the post-fight speech that I gave. I mean, it wasn't a speech. It was a phrase. I was like,
I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and thank you for coming.
That was addressing the people over the years that I neglected and I left behind. The people whose feelings I didn't take into consideration. Those are the people who I was addressing as, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Anyone who thinks that I should be shouting the N-word from the rooftops, I don't want to be your cup of tea.
What? Doesn't even make sense.
He got his ass kicked. He looked like shit. And watching people that don't know how to box try and box is fucking pathetic.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the crazy Cabby Stuttering John fight.
Yeah.
I know. It's not great.
Who are these podcasts?